Hello, we're back again with Personal Training Certification Video 5. We just finished. We're still on nutrition. We'll be on nutrition probably for this whole segment also. On page 100, that's another formula we used to use. Again, this is stuff we used years ago, which is fine. I would look that stuff over. And then the exchange list. This is a long form of the exchange list we always used to use, which is great if you want to hand it out to your clients, make copies. I made a couple of shorter versions just because I thought there was too much to pick from here, but it's a good thing. So when you design your meal plan, get your exchange list and go to page, any page. 118, for example, slow oxidizer 1300. So that would be an average meal plan I would give to an average woman starting to lead a healthy lifestyle, exercising and whatever. So, for example, it says 1 cup of oatmeal cooked, or 2 picks from group 4. On your exchange list, group 1 is free in moderation. Group 2 would be your fiber, your vegetable. Group 3 will be your simple sugars, fruits, juices, beer, and wine, not recommended, but that's in that food group. I'd rather see people go out and drink heavy once or twice a week than have a few every day. But that's probably the hardest thing you're going to have to do is people who have a few cocktails every night. You're not going to get them to stop. So maybe you can get them to cut back in half. Group 4, your complex carbohydrates. Group 5 are your proteins. Group 6 are condiments. Group 7 is protein, mainly from dairy, so I didn't use Group 7 that much. There's a few things on there you might want to move over to 5 and get rid of Group 7. So those are your exchanges. So when you're looking at some of these sample meal plans, this is just an idea what they can eat that day. But if they don't want to, they can substitute with hundreds of different substitutions. For example, you don't want oatmeal, go to group 4 and take 2 picks from group 4. So say if you wanted, I just put the group away. Again, I would definitely emphasize it. Get rid of your wheat products. I just lifted up. I mean, if they follow this, they will see results, but they will see better results if you get rid of them off the white flour. But I may see pancakes here, I see English muffins here, that kind of stuff. That's why I would redo the exchange list and get rid of your wheat and dairy products, anything that seems processed. But if you didn't want oatmeal for breakfast, say you wanted a dry cereal, well, let me just find something easy. Say you wanted a sweet potato. Which I wouldn't recommend dry cereal nowadays anyways. I can't remember what was listed under. It is in here. But say wheat meal cereal dry, the next to last selection, above yam. One exchange is 1.5 ounces. So if they had 2 exchanges, they'd have 3 ounces of the wheat meal cereal dry. Sweet potato, if they're going to have sweet potato for breakfast, and it says 2 picks from group 4, 1 pick of the yam. The very last exchange in that group is 3 ounces. They got 2 picks, they could have 6 ounces. And if you follow that across, it's only for 3 ounces. It has 90 calories. It has pretty much 2 grams of protein, which would not be a complete protein. Your carbohydrates has about 20.5 grams of carbs, and your fat has a trace of fat, like 0.17%. 17. So it's very little. So that's how you use the exchange list. 4 egg whites, or half a pick from 5 or 7. So you go to 5 or 7 and take whatever's written there, take half the quantity. The meal replacement drink, MRP, would be a meal replacement drink, a good quality one. This would probably be something like a Myoplex Light, Metarex Light, EAS Light. The lights are usually for women, 20-some grams of protein. The men usually have 40-some grams of protein and higher calories. So that's pretty much how you use the exchange list. Any questions, give me a call. So there's several samples of a slow, fast, mid oxidizer in a few different categories. There's hundreds more. I mean, and these here actually I made up quick. I didn't even look them up, so they're fairly accurate, but this is how you would do it. These are samples of different ideas, but there's, based on how many calories you're working with, it can be unlimited as far as how many types of meal plans you can make up. Okay, yeah. What else on nutrition? There should be a lot more. When you're figuring out your protein, carbs, and fats, protein, carbs have 4 calories per gram. Fat has 9 calories per gram. Alcohol has about 7 calories per gram. So when you're breaking it down, you can either do your meal plans and break it down by calories or grams, but just make sure your client understands the breakdown. How many minutes? We have plenty of time. All right, the next section is going to be supplementation, but I'm going to wait till the next video. So while we're on nutrition, actually, yeah, if you're figuring, or while we're on nutrition, basically with this, you're going to be weighing clients in and you're going to be checking their body fat. Their goal is not their weight, their goal is their percentage of body fat, lean body mass index. So, now if somebody weighed 200 pounds, when you're trying to explain to the client what's happening to their body, or you might want to put a tape measure on them at the beginning, do circumference of the neck, mid-delt to mid-delt straight across the back, circumference of the chest at nipple line, circumference of the abdominal at the navel, circumference of the hip at the widest point, circumference of the thigh so many inches up from the knee, so you'll be consistent on the location each time you do it. Maybe circumference of the widest part of the calf, maybe circumference of the bicep flex at the highest peak of the bicep. So later on, when the numbers are changing, the body fat's dropping, maybe the weight's not dropping, but the body is changing, they're losing fat in certain areas, building lean body mass in other areas, you can explain to them what's happened to them. For example, a 200-pound man, for example, say if he lost 2% body fat. Well, 2% body fat is 2 pounds per 100. So he lost 4 pounds. So he should weigh 196. If he weighs less than 196, he lost lean body mass. If he weighs more than 196, he's gained lean body mass. So theoretically, the scale doesn't have to move if you happen to build as much lean body mass that week as fat that you've lost. It's not likely that's going to happen all the time because it's just not that easy to build lean body mass. As it is to burn fat if you really need to drop a lot of body fat. So each percentage of body fat is 1 pound per 100. So a 100-pound girl lost 5% body fat, should weigh 95 pounds. If she weighs less than 95 pounds, she lost lean body mass. If she gains anything more than 95 pounds that she weighs today, then that would be a lean body mass gain. So try to explain that to your customers. You can't just go by what the scale says. Alright, let's go into supplementation. I guess we'll start because I still have another 5 minutes or so on this video. Supplementation. There's articles in here, 24 reasons why you need supplementation. Poor digestive, coffee, teas, spices, alcohol, smoking, laxatives. Fad diets, overcooking, food processing, convenient foods, antibiotics, food allergies, crop nutrient losses, accident, illness, stress, PMS, teenage pregnant women, oral contraception, light eaters, the elderly, lack of sunlight, individuality, low body reserves, and athletics. So there's lots of different reasons why supplementation is important. I think the most important reason is because I think the ground's been overly utilized. And I don't think the nutrients are in the food like it used to be. I think some of them have been cut back, at least if not eliminated from the food sources. I remember that's why they started adding L-carnitine, not L-carnitine, what was it? It was one of the fat burners. I'll think of it later. when I get to it. But supplementation, if you're eating perfect and you're buying real good quality food and trying to get all organic and natural, which not necessarily it really is, but some of it is, you got to make sure to see where you're buying it from. Then maybe you're doing okay. But in most cases, the food's been processed, the chemicals in the soil, pesticides. It's not that fresh, freezing, overcooking. Again, the 24 reasons in the manual why. So if you're eating really healthy food, maybe not. But I still think most people need a good quality multivitamin 2 or 3 times a day based on their size. Why would a 300-pound woman take a 1 a day and a 100-pound woman take a 1 a day? So a very small frame person, 1 to 2 a day. Medium frame person, 2 to 3 a day. Large frame person, probably 3, 4, 5 a day. Most of my bodybuilders years ago always ate 1 vitamin every time they ate a food meal. They would eat 3, 4, 5 food meals a day with a couple of liquid meals. So I would definitely get into multivitamins. Maybe some kind of a vitamin C or antioxidant C. Maybe some kind of a fat burner. People trying to gain a lot of lean body mass. Maybe your branched chain amino acids. Maybe your free form amino acids. Your whey protein powders. Make sure it's a whey isolate, a good grade of whey. Maybe your omega-3 fatty acids. There's lots of different things. There's on page 144. This is very old, but this is what we used to go by. There's a lot of new products out there now, but this is how we used to rate most of the products. So there's a lot of different things out there. Folic acid, a lot of women like to take. You get your CQ10s. There's just so many things out there. But again, if you're eating really healthy and you're training hard, I would highly recommend some kind of multivitamin, a good quality multivitamin, based on your size. Could be anywhere between 1 and 5 a day. Vitamin C, antioxidant C, that's up to you. I would get a whey protein powder or meal replacement drink available because you're going to always have an excuse and don't have time to prepare food. So I would suggest some kind of a whey protein or meal replacement drink. So that's the most important, a good quality vitamin and a good meal replacement drink. If you want to add your folic acids, you want to add your omega-3 fatty acids, you want to add branched chain amino acids, you want to add glutamine for recovery, you want to add your B complexes or your B. Again, if it has more than one, like B's, you got to take a B complex with them. If you're taking a B12 or B whatever, biotin, niacin, B6, whatever you're taking, you have to take in complete form first, then you can bump up what you want. But some supplementation is probably a good thing. You don't have to go, I mean, some people spend a fortune on supplements, so that's up to you. But I don't think it's all that necessary. Alright, so, and finishing up on nutrition, because I got another minute or so before next segment will start on weight training. Nutrition wise, just have your clients prepare food ahead of time. When I used to be healthy, I would cook on Sunday and Wednesday for the week. People aren't going to stop and cook every time they have to eat. So I would prepare a big mush of rice, vegetable, and protein. Maybe rice, broccoli, and egg white. Maybe rice, string beans, and sauteed chicken. Maybe rice, vegetable, peas, and lean ground beef with my spices. I would cook a bunch of sweet potatoes in the oven ahead of time. Cook 10-15 pounds of chicken on the grill. Get your bags of cans of tuna ready. Get your natural peanut butter, cashew butter, cashew or almond butter ready. Get some rice cakes. Get some carrot sticks, celery sticks, whey isolate protein powder. Get your oatmeal. Get stuff ready so you don't have an excuse. Get your mixed greens. Prepare. Most people, serious people, will eat the same thing all day. So they'll live on sweet potato, broccoli, and chicken today with a couple of liquid meals. Tomorrow they might live on rice, peas, and tuna with a couple of liquid meals. So get your food prepared ahead of time so you don't come up with an excuse. If you don't have time to eat a meal, then drink down a meal. All right, this segment's about over. We're going to go into weight training after this. Thanks.